The following segments are pre-recorded and sponsored by Longworth Productions.
Losing weight on Triad Today. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Triad Today, coming to you this time from the Corners Folly Visitor Center. And we'll tell you all about why we're here on this particular date. We'll do that later on, and later on is when the roundtable shows up, so we hope you'll stay here for the whole program. Lots in store for you. Where we want to start, though, is with an old friend who still looks younger than, I can't believe this guy's never changed. Dr. Nick DePar, bariatric surgeon with Novant Health Salem Surgical Associates. You were here 12 years ago, and you don't look a day older, and we welcome you back.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, 12 years ago. Hey, look, I know that Novant Health has clinics that specialize in providing weight loss support, but who's a good candidate for that support, and would a candidate need a referral?
So it's a great question. So really what we're looking at is an ideal body mass index, or BMI of 25 is typically what we want to be at, and you can talk to your providers, and there's also calculators that you can calculate that. But once our BMI gets above 30, then it's usually a good idea to start to ask for help, and that could be in the form of nutritional counseling, exercise counseling, behavioral modification. So some of these weight loss clinics can really have an impact on that, and Novant has some great weight loss clinics that can help with that, both medical and surgical.
Yeah, now let me back up a second. Since you said medical weight loss, let's make sure everybody understands that there are a lot of TV ads out there about things you can take and things you can do, and there are clinics you can go to. But when you talk about medical weight loss, that's different.
Correct. So really what we're talking about is a comprehensive approach to weight loss, not some flash in the pan, pill. Usually, again, it's behavioral modification, why we're eating and how we're eating, what types of calories we're consuming, talking about kind of nutritional education and counseling, exercise physiology, there's behavioral modification. And then in addition, there are medications that are on the market now that are helping people lose weight as an adjunct, but really it's a comprehensive view that can treat this successfully.
So are the injectable type things that are popular today, is that like the magic bullet, the magic solution?
That's a very controversial topic, and yes, people have some great weight loss with the GLP-1 agonists, and really the whole point is these injectables allow you to feel more full, so you don't eat as much, and you start to gravitate to certain healthier options. So now you're not eating as much, but you're making healthier options. The problem is that while that weight loss is great, we're having issues with insurance companies and different things like that. So people are losing their coverage, can't take the medication, and it's kind of lifelong.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a lot of folks rebound and gain the weight back. And that's where I think surgery can help and give you a long-term successful option.
At what point, Nick, should somebody consider surgery?
I think at a level of your BMI of 35 or 40 and above, where people start to have medical conditions like diabetes, sleep apnea, high blood pressure, high lipids, and these types of things, having heart issues and blood clots and stuff. And again, even before that, preventing those things, those folks would be a great candidate for surgery, because the weight loss of 75 or 100 pounds or more is very difficult to do medically. So that's where I think surgery can be a viable option.
Now, 12 years ago when you were here, of course, technology was different. Anything new happened between then and now?
At that time, we were just dabbling with robotics in terms of general surgery and bariatrics, and now that field has exploded. Our bariatric program at Salem Surgical Weight Loss is 100% robotics. So we do everything robotically. That's bariatric surgery, and as well as hernia surgery and different things like that at Salem Surgery. So very kind of cutting edge. And Novant has been great about making sure all our medical centers are upfitted with the most recent technology, which is the newest robotic platform, which is in our facilities now. So it's really been helpful.
Yeah, well, I want to put up some information on screen. NovantHealth.org/bariatrics is a good website to go to, and I think I have this number right. You can also call 765-5221. That's an area code 336-765-5221. And you can get, there's a free weight loss seminar and things that people can take advantage of. And
yes, sir.
Boy, I hope you're not going to wait 12 more years before you come back,
no,
are you?
I'll come back as often as you want me to.
All right. And you still look the same. That makes me mad for some reason. All right, Doc, thanks a lot.
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back after this.
You know, it's hard to believe the Safe Sober program has been going strong for over 30 years.
And over 600,000 students have made the pledge to stay safe and sober on prom night. You know, Griff, it's had a huge impact on our community.
Yeah, you're right, David. And now we're making sure the message continues year-round.
So everyone can join us in supporting our students.
Learn more and take the pledge at safesober.com, sponsored by Daggett Schuler.
Spartans are the teachers, artists, nurses, scientists, and leaders who build our communities.
Back now on Triad Today, and we're always glad we can spend a few minutes with our good buddies from Duke Energy. They do such good work and serve the public in so many ways, and we have two great guys with us right now. My good friend, Hank Henning, who is Manager of Local Government Community Relations for Duke Energy, and our special guest is Jason Whitley. He's Senior Technical Trainer. Good to see you guys.
Hey. Thanks for having us.
Hank, let me start with you. As we know, down power lines can be very dangerous, so Duke's first responders are highly trained, have to be highly trained to deal with them, to stay safe. Is that why you asked Jason to join us?
Yeah, so as you know, safety is always paramount to us. Our folks are out there working in very dangerous conditions, but it also can impact the public. So we have safety demonstrations that we put on, not only to train our first responders, but also to provide a service to the public at large so they can be aware of the dangers that are out there during a storm and down power lines and so forth.
Right. Jason, what exactly does your job entail?
My day-to-day job is I do progression training for our new hires all the way to our advanced hires finishing up their journeyman. It's about a 4 years detail. We do around 20 classes a year with this, 2 to 3 week intervals. Also do a lot of live line demos, travel. This is a safety opportunity we do with the public for our first responders and our community partners.
All right, now you're talking over my head a little bit, which isn't difficult, as Hank knows. When you said, I want you to back up a second, you said live line training for the public to see. Now, tell me about that.
Yes, sir. So that live line demo is an opportunity that we travel with a trailer that allows us to do a controlled environment for our first responders and our communities. We kind of give them awareness of the dangers of intact down power lines.
Right.
Maybe situations like disasters from storms, car wrecks, entrapments, structural fires, things they're going to see to kind of bring awareness to, the do's and don'ts.
Right, so it's sort of a dual thing in the sense that they're going to see, as you said, the do's and don'ts of what to stay away, don't touch, don't get near down power lines, but also I think it gives them a respect for what you guys do to keep the power on, right?
Sure does.
Because it's not like you're out there every day doing a commercial saying, hi, watch me work, know. You guys are working like 24/7, right?
Yes, sir. There's a lot that, goes on behind the scenes that the community doesn't see or the public on there.
Now, what kind of feedback, let me put you on the spot, what kind of feedback have you gotten from people who have attended the training sessions? And we can break that up into two things real quick. The public who sees what you do, what kind of feedback, and maybe even the guys that do this for a living.
Yep. So go back to your 2 questions ago is, again, the respect. That's the first thing that come up. They really respect what we do.
Right.
The linemen, they really praise, hey, that's dangerous. I don't want no part of that. Appreciate what you do. To also with the public, give them awareness. A lot of situations, down power lines where they think's dead, to stay away, and hey, thanks for that feedback. And then your first responders, I have a lot come up tell us stories on times where they've been put in these situations that we've done prior. These live line demos for them, and it's helped them step back and address the situation.
Now, you've been doing this how long?
For training part of it for about 4 years, total around 16 with Duke Energy.
Well, I know we didn't rehearse this or anything, but before we run out of time, I'm just curious, what kind of gratification do you get out of this? Because I can sort of see in your eyes that you're proud of your guys and what you guys are trying to do, but what do you get out of it?
It's just a personal, it's like a rewarding type job. Just really get to bring a lot to the community on there, the awareness, also to not just outside our Duke employees. I really like to leave a legacy. Right,
it is. And Hank, as we wrap up, it's obvious that it's important, first of all, to keep your guys safe, keep the public safe. But this whole training thing and exposure to what Jason's doing and his team, it really benefits customers now and in the future, right?
Absolutely. It's just another important reminder that if you see a down power line, stay away from it. call us, we'll treat it like an emergency situation, get someone dispatched to handle it, but never assume that you can handle that line by itself. And the feedback we get from our customers and the public is just they want more and more of this training, so we're happy to provide it.
I just think it's great. Up on screen, duke-energy.com is the general website you can go to for more information. To Hank and Jason, thanks for both of you for what you're doing to keep us all up and running at home, and things that we don't even think about that you know, because of you guys, that we have power and we have comfort, but we also, safety is a big thing. So thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this. Hi, I'm Jim Longworth, reminding you that Triad Today is now streaming on WFMY Plus, available free on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Back now on Triad Today, always glad we can spend a few minutes with some of the good folks from Enmar Intelligence. We have a first-time visitor from the show. She hails from Mexico. She does great things, not just for Enmar Intelligence, but for the community. We appreciate Via Ostos, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Jim. I'm very excited and honored to be here.
Well, what does your job entail?
Yes, absolutely. So that means that we help our brand partners. So any brands that you have in your table, at the dining table, in your cleaning day-to-day activities, we help them get smarter so that they can deliver personalized experiences to their consumers.
Yeah,
and ultimately,
your clients have clients. Your clients have customers. So it's
Exactly.
You're really helping everybody at the same time. Now, what do you know and learn about the shopper landscape today? What do you know?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a lot of data. And like you said, we are really focused on helping our brands understand better their shoppers, because if we help our brands, they can get better with their shoppers. So what we know is that they are still struggling. They are really still in need of saving time, saving money. Inflation is still real, and also saving mind share. So when it comes to really getting to the details of those, at the end, when we think about time, there's so many things that we have to do on a day-to-day basis, right? We have family priorities, we have social activities, there's so much to do. So how do you get to them in a way that it is very fast, connected, and personalized?
Right.
And then from a mind share perspective, they have so many options to choose from. How do you really make your brand top of mind for them? How do you make it easy for them to choose it? And then finally, as I said, saving money, right? Pretty much 60% of consumers are still living paycheck to paycheck. So at the end, we want to make sure that we're delivering the right offers and meaningful savings to shoppers.
You're a huge data analytics company, very much into technology. And as we understand that you have name brand clients that you work with, name brand stores, and all this, again, is designed to help the consumer. So give me one quick example of how you can save me money.
Yes, absolutely. I love that question. Well, personalization, that's a key area of investment for us. When we think about personalization, we have incentives and media solutions that really help get the right incentive to the right shopper at the right time. So imagine if you are a vegan and you are really looking for the right product and the right offer to get introduced to the right brand. So we would be leveraging our capabilities, AI-driven solutions to get to that shopper and deliver the meaningful saving that you need in that moment.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just, since you and I have never met until just now, I'm curious, what's gratifying to you about doing your particular job?
Yes. I think what's most gratifying is the fact that we help shoppers. So it's not about helping our brands get smarter, but ultimately, we deliver meaningful savings for shoppers. And then that means we're improving consumers' lives. So
now, what's next for Enmar, looking ahead as far as how brands drive better engagement with shoppers, sort of look in the crystal ball, look in the future? What's coming up next?
Yes, absolutely. As I said, personalization is key. Consumers want that. So we are very much focused on driving AI-driven personalization and automation across the shopper journey, from the moment you see an ad in your phone all the way to getting that offer and going to the store and using it. We are trying to power that journey in a way that it is very personalized and very meaningful for the shopper. And then at the end, we also want to help our brands save money, right? We want to make sure that they are optimizing their performance, really making work hard every dollar that they are spending in consumer promotions. So we have that top of mind as well. And as I said, what really gets me excited is to help the consumers. So it's not about the technology, it's about how the technology can help people.
I just think that's great. Just what a great message. Up on screen, hope you'll visit this, nmar.com, great website to look at. They do so much collectively for the community, and we've talked about that before on the show. But Pia, you're just a real credit, not just to the company, but to the community. Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jim, for having me.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
North Carolina's economy is growing, bringing new businesses and opportunities. The need for electricity is growing too. At Duke Energy, we're meeting the challenge, providing even more electricity that's cleaner, reliable, and that stays affordable. We're getting out of coal and reinvesting in our communities with a diverse, balanced mix of energy sources and making targeted upgrades to the grid so that North Carolina can thrive in a smarter energy future.
Back now on Triad Today, and I'm so glad to have this special guest with us because the folks at Shift Ed just do such a great job of working with kids and families. And with us right now, Brett Forsyth, he's Chief Development Officer for Shift Ed. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Thanks for having me.
Let's just, before we get started, I have a lot of things I want to ask you, but before that, remind people what the general mission of Shift Ed is.
Sure. So our mission, in short, is to boldly accelerate student potential. And we do that in a lot of different ways, from providing support services within the school system to helping students apply for college, how they pay for college, to discover career and academic success that they might not have without our help.
Right. And I'll put a website up in a few minutes that people can go to. But in general, making donations to Shift Ed is really important for your mission, right?
It is. So Shift Ed, we are a nonprofit. So we're very reliant on support from individuals, businesses, foundations, so we can carry out our work, which, like I said, is all about helping students achieve academic success, discover career possibilities, so we can improve our community for everyone who lives here.
And it's sort of, Brett, it's sort of in the business best interest, I think, to support what you guys are doing, you and Wendy and everybody, because it comes back to help them, right?
It is. So something that we like to say at Shift Ed is there's not a lack of talent in the workforce of tomorrow and the young people we see today. It's the lack of exposure to career possibilities. And so a big part of what we do is help young people discover what careers could be a really great fit for them based on the assessments we provide that measure their strengths, skills, and interests. So it's really important that the business community supports what we do because we're helping grow the workforce of tomorrow that'll be here in this Triad area.
And not only making donations from a business standpoint, but you partner with businesses too. In what ways?
Sure. So we partner with businesses. Some great ways that businesses can join in Shift Ed's mission is we have a lot of sponsorship opportunities through our Mobile Innovation Lab that actually visits schools in the district and provides STEM activities to do hands-on for students. We have our events throughout the year. So we have our annual Accelerated Impact Luncheon that just celebrates education in our community, brings a lot of folks together. But something that's really interesting to me is our Your Path career platform.
Yeah, I got an email from you one day about that. It says a UPath platform, and I said, what the heck is that? Because it sounds pretty progressive, but what is it?
Yeah, it's really great. So it's a platform that what it does, it brings employers together to promote their jobs and industries to students. And so this is a platform that connects with another one of our assessments we do that measures the students' strengths and skills and interests and helps that student start thinking about a career trajectory. So our Your Path platform, it brings the businesses in so that they can talk about their jobs, talk about what it's like to work in a certain industry or a specific career. And so they really start gaining interest from students that are going to be the workforce of tomorrow. They can start generating that interest for students today.
Yeah, circling back to one of the first things you said a few minutes ago about, we need to expose students. And I think to business opportunities, career opportunities. And one of the things Wendy Poteet and others have talked about on this show is that you guys are really, you're famous for working with high school kids, getting them ready for college, all this. But you also work with kids all the way from pre-K. So does the Path Forward help the younger kids, or do you sort of need the high school kids to deal with the Path Forward program?
Yeah, well, so the Your Path is really focused on high school students, but that actual career discovery begins in middle school. But that's the really neat thing about Shift Ed is we work all along the education continuum. So we're working with children and families when they start in kindergarten, all the way through high school and even into college or career trade training to make sure that they have the supports they need to get through that 2-year credential or 4-year degree.
Yeah. Well, I want to put some things up on screen here. The website, and I think this is the website you can go to, brent@shifted.org, right?
Sure. So that's my email. So folks.
That's the email?
Yeah.
That's
so
the email?
brent@shifted.org, and our website is shifted.org.
I was going to put that up too. Shift Ed. Sometimes I mess things up. I know this is a great surprise to the crew that I actually mess things up. No, it's shifted.org. You're right, it's a website. But if you want to email Brent, you can. It's brent@shifted.org, and the general number is 901-2997. I think I got
that's
that one
correct.
right. Yeah. Got something right there, didn't I? Hey, no, seriously, thanks for all you're doing to help the students and families, working with the businesses. Brent, will you come back sometime?
Oh, I'd love to. Love to.
All right, man. We'll be right back after this. Hi, I'm Jim Longworth, reminding you to catch my column Longworth at Large and Yes Weekly every week. It's available throughout the Triad, or you can go online, yesweekly.com. Back now on Triad Today, just about time for the roundtable, but a quick shout out to the good folks here at the Corners Folly Visitor Center in Kernersville. We're here temporarily while there's some renovation work being done at the garden. We appreciate the hospitality of the folks here at the Visitor Center. Check out their website, and Corners Folly is just across from here, and hope you'll visit that. Hope you'll stay with us now, too, for the roundtable. On my right, but always political left, Ogie Overman, of course, Dr. Don Martin. He is chairman of the Forsyth County Board of Commissioners. Keith Granberry, founder of Helping Hands Consultants. Guys, let's do it. This is going to be sort of an education theme today. Last week, over 50 school bus drivers in Winston-Salem, Forsyth County, failed to show up to work in protest over low pay and safety issues, such as some of the drivers had been assaulted, that kind of thing. Over 180 bus routes were impacted by the strike. Now, in general, we don't have to get into specifics. In general, are you okay with school bus drivers protesting by not showing up for work? Ogie?
Well, I'm glad they got it settled, and actually, I think their demands or requests were very reasonable for a living wage and a little respect from the board. I side with the bus drivers.
And Don, you're on the Board of Commissioners, not the Board of Education, Board of Commissioners. Is it okay in general with you for somebody just to not show up to work?
Well, I'm a no on that. That's not okay. But I agree that there were issues, particularly the behavior issues and the support from principals.
Keith?
I'm a yes for that because, I mean, you need livable wages. You can't work any job and not get livable wages. So you can't say it's okay for them to show up and they can't take care of their own family. I think their protest was valid.
All right. Back in 2020, a special quarter-cent sales tax, which Don and I talked about years ago, was created in Forsyth County just to be used to supplement teacher pay. The problem is, of course, it fluctuates. So last year, the proceeds from that tax fell short by $800,000 approximately. Now the county says they want the school board to give the money back. You okay with the school board having to return $800,000 to the county? Ogie?
I'll defer to Dr. Don on that, but I mean, from an outsider's point of view, I don't see how. That's not possible. They're not going to do that.
You think so, Don? What do you think?
Well, they'll do it. well, because we agreed at the outset. We agreed at the outset this was when the tax passed, you get the proceeds, whatever it is, it can be more or less. And for the first 2 or 3 years, because of COVID, it just grew exponentially.
Right.
So our estimate was off by 800,000 in the estimate because we give them our estimate.
Keith, how'd you like that stern answer from Don there? He jumped right on that.
Yeah, he jumped right on that, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they're going to give the money back. I mean, but Don is an expert on that. But I don't know why they would have to give the money back. There's so many other things they can do with the money. They're giving it back to Don now.
But then they'll just get 800,000 less next year.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the way that could work.
So as the chairman, you're going to cut their funds for the next year?
No, we're not going to get into that. Right, speaking of schools, Donald Trump will likely make good on his promise to dismantle the federal Department of Education. It should be noted the DOE was never really set up under the Constitution to do that. It was supposed to sort of be taking care of the states. But anyway, do you think that public education will suffer if the federal Department of Education is dismantled? Ogie?
It's already starting. I can imagine states like Florida Well, let's see, book banning will go to book burning. There won't be any black history taught, and you'll have to recite the 10 Commandments before school every day.
So you're concerned
it could be
about
bad.
it.
I'm very concerned.
Don?
Well, before the Department of Education, there was the Health, Education, and Welfare. And that was created in the 50s, lasted till the late 70s. And quite frankly, there's some functions of the department that would have to move somewhere. There are grants. The best thing that the U.S. Department of Education did, they had a research arm, and they also had research laboratories across the country, like 11.
So you think there'll be a negative impact?
Well, I think some of those things, it depends on what settles.
All right, Keith.
I can't even believe Don is saying that. We need a Department of Education. All of the funds that go to these schools, especially these low-performing schools, all of these communities, urban communities that don't have funds and grants, all of that goes away, and then states determine whether or not they get funding or not, and it goes to another department. That doesn't make sense.
I think the federal money will still be there.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be administered by.
I think the Department of Education should be there. Let's quit pushing stuff away to other stuff. The Department of Education should stay in effect.
All right.
That's what it's for, education.
All right. Last week, the University of Texas system announced it'll expand its free tuition program to include all families making $100,000 or less per year. This will apply to all colleges within the University of Texas system. Quickly, guys, would you like to see the University of North Carolina system adopt that same plan? Ogie?
Yeah, if we can come up with the funds, if they can, I would love to see that happen.
Don?
I would too, and in fact, it would not be that expensive simply because there's so many Pell Grants and supports for low-income community college students that the differential would not be huge for that group.
Keith?
I totally agree with Don.
All right, so we're agreed on that. Finally, guys, marine biologists report that at least 15 people have been attacked by male dolphins this year. The biologists said the male dolphins attack because they are, quote, sexually frustrated, unquote. Guys, whenever you've been in the ocean, have you ever been approached by a sexually frustrated dolphin? Ogie?
Jim, you do that. That'd be a good name for a beach bar, the Horny Dolphin.
Yeah, the Horny Dolphin. Don, have you ever had any dolphin approach you?
No, I've been pretty close to a couple in the ocean, but no approaches.
Know what that means, Keith?
I mean, I'm so attractive that, dolphins, sharks.
They'd be drawn to you. They'd be drawn to you.
I'm just kidding. They're just drawn to me.
They'll be drawn to you, all right.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's all the time we have. Except for this, and this just happened. 40 monkeys just escaped from a university, I think it was a South Carolina research lab that was giving the monkeys extra strength Viagra, and the monkeys escaped, and reportedly after 4 hours, the Viagra monkeys are still at large. You have to think about that for a second. After 4 hours.
This is our last show. This is our last show. Thank you, guys.
We'll see you next week.